I reached Legend using this team. Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into the Open Ultra League format with a lot of action by a regular Charizard up on the lead, Grident and Revenant forming my solid backline, and as you can see I reached Legend, so this team is absolutely amazing for you to try out. We're gonna go in now with the Grident, and this is why I love this Pokemon. Its main weakness is gonna be not the fighting in general, but that Cobalion and perhaps the Scrafty, because you have nothing to throw on those Pokemon. But against Scrafty you can still go with back-to-back body slams and they have to sacrifice some energy, but against the Cobalion everything is gonna be resisted. So with that in mind, use this team with caution, because with Cobalion out of the way, I think that Grident stands victorious pretty much against anything when shields are in play. One simple example is this Registeel, because as you can see here, we can spam our way to victory with those body slams coming back to this severely hurt Registeel that we have brought almost to no HP with our moves. Another body slam, this time to take the shield and on the CMP, which is horrible for them because we might go down, but we still have now the shield advantage. Gonna go in now, return into the battle with my Charizard. Seeing the Deoxys means that we got to block whatever they throw, because it is gonna be pretty deadly, either the Rock Slide or the Thunderbolt for my Charizard. I want to keep it for the very end of the battle. They are switch locked in there, so my Trevenant can be revealed. Not gonna charge anymore my Seed Bomb here, because I know I can survive the next Psycho Boost after all those debuffs, and Revenant of course is just gonna emerge victorious here because they have at the back their own Trevenant, right? You think so, because they managed to catch my Shadow Ball on that Registeel. Down they go, but of course now we got the energy on that Charizard, totally forgot about it, and we're just gonna take this amazing victory for our team. Dragonite on Shadow mode up on the lead, and my Shadow Charizard, which is not Shadow at all, I don't know why I said that, the regular Charizard rank 1 will stand victorious only because of its IVs. We can definitely survive one Dragon Claw, but seeing that they want to spend some shields here, I'm just gonna follow the same shielding scenario. They managed to catch a Dragon Claw though on that fairy type Pokemon, and that was a pretty big play. Now the Galarian Weezing can always go here for the overhit, but most of those Weezings are always gonna go for the bait and the other super effective move being the Brutal Swing, and when they do that, perhaps they do not even have overhit, because on Ultra League running Play Rough is always a very nice combo for that Galarian Weezing. So Brutal Swing now has to be blocked, being appreciated by me because I understand the damage output, and of course no Shadow at all. Regular Charizard might be rank 1, but not that tanky. We have to block, and now the Dragon Claw will finish off that poor Dragonite, and it's all up to this last matchup. Perhaps I should have stayed in, gonna go for that Crunch now, but perhaps the Blast Burn could be the better option overall. Anyways, let's see how well we can do here, because we're just gonna go ahead and pressure a lot with those Crunches. They're getting their defense dropped finally, and we got to go for one more. However, we cannot, and now the Fox Blast is not gonna connect. They're undercharging, pretty smart play. They know that even with those debuffs they can be on a very good spot overall. However, they got to throw, because we're gonna get there to our move eventually, and now we need to overfarm at a point that they are gonna be kinda sketchy for our moves. Crunch here is not gonna take them out, but at the last second the Body Slam will knock out this Registeel, and we're gonna take a big and sweaty win against this trainer. So every single trainer that we're gonna fight on this video is gonna be pretty strong. Those battles are for the legend push or against trainers that are already there, so yeah, pretty sweaty battles to get to that legend mark. Walrein up on the lead is always pretty tricky against the Charizard. You need to go for the bait, otherwise they can always destroy you. So because I have a very safe backline and a pretty generalist backline against Walrein for sure, I'm just gonna go in now with my Grident, try to see what I can take out of there from their own backline. I will just protect my Grident even with that little amount of HP till the end game, as it seems they're gonna go in now with their own Charizard, and at this point point, because of that shield disadvantage, I will take advantage of it to finish them off with a simple blast burn. Now those Dragon Breaths from the Giratina are still gonna add up in damage, but first they have to get hit by a double Dragon Claw. I'm not sure if I can reach now to the third one. Let's see together. 3, 4. No, we cannot. Actually, we can, because they switched out. What did they do here? Anyways, they want to go ahead and protect their Giratina, but at this point, this might cost them the win here, or the entire battle, because the move is gonna be taken pretty easily by me now. All I have to do is to go in with my Trevenant, completely farm down this Walrein, and I'm pretty sure that whatever they throw at this amount of energy that this Giratina is having, we can definitely survive, while a simple Shadow Ball will just do the trick up against them. What is it gonna be? Just a Shadow Sneak. We can survive, even though it is super effective, because the Trevenant is amazing. And as you can see, I might have a rank 1 Charizard, I might have a fully excelled power up for the Ultra League level Gradient, but my Trevenant has no excels at all, and it can still be pretty solid for the meta. So yeah, you have to use this Pokemon, is pretty good. Anyways, gonna see now the Jellicent, and of course now the last Pokemon is gonna be the Scrafty after that big boom on the Cobalion. And now all we have to do is to go ahead and pressure a lot with our Gradient. So the strategy for this team in order to succeed is to go with the aggressive swap most of the times, in order to draw out that Obstagoon or Scrafty that your opponent is having. However, sometimes they're gonna have Cobalion, but the other times that they are not gonna have Cobalion, well, Scrafty and Obstagoon can be taken out of the way with both the Gradient and the Charizard, so that your Trevenant is gonna be on a very good spot most of the times, able to finish them off before they get to their next move. And all we have to do here is to block the Shadow Ball, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna give up right after. And because we did that pretty early, yeah, they're gonna top left, and this is looking pretty solid for us. Proceeding into the next one now, against a Pidgeot up on the lead. I do not like my odds here, but still, we're gonna be met up with a Jellicent in the back, and because of that switch being super easy for them, I might think at this point that they might have something like a double Ghost backline, double Water. You know how easy it is for those ABB teams to go ahead and rotate super easy on their safe switch, so that they want to draw out something that the other Pokemon is afraid of, so that gives him some time to think, and perhaps I will need my Gradient towards the end game, especially if they have another Ghost type Pokemon. So at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and spam my Body Slams here, but after the first one, I think that I can go ahead and farm some more Bullet Seeds, so that they are gonna, I'm just hoping that this is gonna work, so that they're gonna lose track of my energy. With that in mind, I will try to snipe them down with that final move, but this is not gonna happen, and we stand correct and victorious against this trainer, because they had the second Water type at the back, so our Trevenant was at a very solid spot overall. Registeel now up on the lead for the next one, and you might be thinking, Ganeto, it is a Steel type, you are fire, you got to bring them to no HP pretty easily. Well, first we got to respect the damage from those Zap Cannons, because they're pretty lethal to us, so we have to block while they can still survive one blast burn with ease. Down they go though on the next one, and they want to keep that shield advantage towards their end. I'm seeing that Jellicent going in, and because of that I'm just gonna bring my Gradient pretty easily in here, and they get to that Bubble Beam. I was not expecting that at all. Able to get now to another move, this time though by my opponent, so this is gonna be a pretty spammy mid battle for this matchup. So you're gonna see that Body Slams and Crunches are gonna be everywhere on your screen. As long as you are staying in this video, I want to share with you that I'm pretty glad about the recent growth of my channel. I'm pretty glad that I have you all here, all of you trainers supporting and rooting for me, and I could not go ahead on that YouTube journey without you. So big thank you, and if you want to support even more, there is a way you can become a member at a very low cost, so it's all up to you trainers. So with that in mind, I'm just gonna keep going here with the commentary, because they're having the return of the Jellicent. Jelly here is gonna be able to farm a lot, and on the next one that I'm gonna bring in, it is gonna be the Charizard. So here comes now the big boom on that Blast Burn and that Jelly. But to be honest, as it seems, after the debuff, it doesn't matter at all. It still does no damage, and I was expecting for more for sure. Drapion goes in. I was expecting them to go down to that Bullet Seed farm down, but that was not the case at all. And now they can reach to the move, to the Shadow Ball before I can react or anything else. So that was a big brain play by my opponent. At this point I was pretty frustrated. I was needing that win to get to Legend, so let's see if we can do it on the next one. Well, I have already spoiled it for you, so let's see what we're gonna do though on the final one, and let's see my total elo and whatever else we're gonna get from that Legend run. So yeah, anyways, regular Charizard up against the Mach. I do not like my odds here. Of course, it is all about if we can bait at least once, and because we did that, we can safely destroy them down right after. We both have one shield left, so at the back they're having the Shadow Walrus, and our Grident will do a nice job up against that Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that we can survive even an Earthquake here before we go down to the next Powder Snow, so I'm just gonna let it go through, and they end up going for that Icicle Spear. Let's get now to the Body Slams, able to bring them to no HP with the next Body Slam back to back to back to back to back. Grident doesn't care at all. At the back they have the Trevenant, and they back out, so that is gonna be the final victory for this team. And as you can see here, we're gonna take this 3-2, and it doesn't matter because we're still gonna get into that Legend mark. We were already super close, and that's gonna sum things up for today's video. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.